guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing this sweet beautiful girl for the first time, my name is Dise and you're very much welcome to this channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you end up liking it. And if you are a returning subscriber, you know that you are the realest, you know that you are the OG. Thank you for always clicking on my videos. Thank you for being here. First of all, before I even start, let me say Happy New Year. Happy New Year, you guys. Happy 2022. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you're watching this video today. I'm so glad that you made it to today. In this video, I'm going to be sharing things that I learned in 2021, things that helped me navigate the entire year, because there were a lot of like ups and downs, and that's just life generally, but these are very important lessons that I actually learned. So the thing is that nobody actually like sits you down and tells you, oh, this is something that you're going to like pass through, or this is like how to deal with things. You're kind of just like left to figure it out as you go and figure it out as you like make progress in your life. But it'll be good, it'll be really good if you're actually equipped with like a lot of this information that helped me in 2021, and I believe that they're actually going to help you a lot. Yeah, so the first thing that I want to tell you is that you should not be afraid to lie in the dirt. And I know that this might not be the first thing that you want to hear, but trust me, this is actually very important. You should not be afraid to lie in the mud or to lie with pigs. And when I say pigs, it's an expression. Yeah, growing up in Nigeria, for example, you see that there's a lot of rubbish. There's a lot of rubbish that you have to take. There's a lot of rubbish that you have to swallow. And there's honestly nothing wrong in like showing somebody pepe. Like showing somebody pepe. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to be the bigger person. Like sometimes diplomacy is very good, but it's also good to know that people can't just like walk all over you, or people can't just like do whatever they want to do. Yeah, so don't be afraid to lie in the dirt. Don't be afraid to insult people. Let me give you guys an example. When I was moving into my house, I ordered a mattress, like the mattress that I currently sleep on. And when I ordered this mattress, it was more or less like, oh, in a day or in like 2 days we're going to deliver. Like we had an agreement. And the thing you notice with people is that when you want to pay for a service or when you want to pay for a product, everybody's like kind, everybody's sweet, like, oh, thank you so much. They're also cordial. But once they take your money, once they actually take your money, like that's something you should always keep in mind. Like you should always be prepared. Like it should be a switch. You should just be prepared to switch. That I'm ready, that anything you want to say, I have my own to tell you back. Yeah. Well, anyway, back to the story. They're supposed to deliver my mattress. One day passed, 2 days, 3 days, and nobody said anything to me. Nobody like said, oh ma, I'm so sorry, we couldn't deliver this thing because of like this reason or that reason. Like they just left it. And I kept like calling, like, oh, what's going on? Sent messages. I was being very like respectful. Time and time again, and time without number, I have had to learn being respectful and being cordial doesn't always help. See, there's nothing wrong in telling them that God punished them. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with telling anybody that God will punish you and thought that will strike you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you guys, it actually saves you like a lot of time. You find that it's better for someone to say, do you know what, let me just maybe give this woman her products, or let me just like pay her money before let her carry her problem and go. You know, this kind of thing. Now woman, now make she carry her problem and they go, no, it's better like that. It's better that you do that and give me my money, or do that and like render the service you're supposed to render, than for me to, you know, be at a loss. Because honestly, that's a good way to kind of get things done, especially if you're in this country like Nigeria. So number 2 thing that I want to talk about that I have learned is that the laws of the universe, law of attraction most especially, is very real. Like I don't know if people have heard about law of attraction, but let me basically tell you what it is. The law of attraction is, simply put, whatever energy you kind of give out to the world is what you receive. You know, it's like when people say, oh, you should give people things, you should be kind, give to receive. Like it's not always that you're giving somebody something to receive something, but it's the same way energy works, and it's the same way like vibe, let me say vibe actually works. If you come off with good energy, like if you come up to people and you have positive energy and positive like mindset and positive speaking, trust me, you're going to get things done better than like any other person. If you're always like feeling, oh, you know what, people are going to mess up, hence I'm just going to do it and anyhow with this thing, because you feel that people will mess up or people will misbehave, that's like the more reason they are going to misbehave. But if you come with a positive mindset and you're encouraging people, like it can be a lot of work, but trust me, if you want to get things done, that's really how to kind of go about a lot of things. Like, come with positive, you know what, we can do this thing, let's go. Or anytime people see you, they're always kind of just like excited to see you. Just imagine you call someone and you're like, oh my god, how are you now, how far? And then the person is like, like, just imagine that kind of thing. Your energy too is just basically going to dampen, and that's not what you want. Like, you want to give off good energy to people so that like you in turn receive good energy. So it's like you're giving energy, and it might not always be energy. It still comes to like being kind and being like a generally good person. And in as much as the world is filled with like a lot of terrible people, there's honestly nothing wrong in being like a kind and being a genuine person, because the universe finds a way to repay these things back to you. Like, that's honestly the law of the universe. Number 3 thing on this list is that change is actually constant. Like, okay, you guys, I know we hear this thing a lot, like change is constant, change, you grow up, change is constant, you change, you get old. But in 6 months, you actually would not be where you are now. Your friends won't be where they are now. Like, nothing is actually going to be the same. The price of naira to dollar is definitely not going to be where it is now. Yeah, so change is constant. Like, the world keeps changing, the world keeps evolving, and it's always good that you're on your feet, you're evolving with the world, else you're going to get lost. When you're lost, you're blind. And how do you navigate this world when you're blind?
Think about it.
So it's always good to kind of stay updated and stay in check with things that are changing. At the same time, you can kind of feel bad if you're not like as fast-paced as you were. Let me give you a good example. In 2021 / this early 20s too, a lot of people are going to move out of this country. Like, a lot of people have been moving out since like the last academic session in September. And you just expect that people are going to keep moving out. Like, that's fair, that's great. But then there's kind of this like feeling, I don't know about you guys, but I feel it, about like how you might be missing out on a lot of things. Like, these people are making these decisions and they're moving. Like, you kind of feel some type of way, or you see like your friends are like making big maybe decisions with their careers and like with their lives, and they're making progress, and you feel like your change isn't coming like as fast. You should understand that that is honestly like, it's life. Everybody has their own phases, things take time, and you are kind of working at your own pace too. So understand that change is constant, but also know that you're working at your own pace. Your own change is at its pace, and comparing and contrasting doesn't really help anybody. So another thing that I have learned in 2021 is that manifestations and affirmations help. Like, there's nothing like a positive mindset. It's just how I want to put it. Like, if you want something, I want 50,000 naira, for example. Like, I'll be saying it though. That means I want this thing. I'll keep saying it, and like, I'm more or less like manifesting that thing that I want into my life. You see, like, the universe is in, God listens to prayers. When you say something, and when you, it's not just about like saying something, but you're also kind of acting in that like line and acting in that manner. You know, when they say we want to be a billionaire, so have like billionaire thinking and billionaire mindset, and you know, that's what I'm Dise font. Like, let's forget about it, okay? But basically, it's just more or less like manifesting the kind of life that you want, living it. Another thing that you guys should really know and should really understand, which is something that me myself, I try every day to appreciate and to like understand, is that everybody comes from different backgrounds. Like, sometimes we might think that the way we want to go about this thing is like the right way, or it's like the good way to kind of do things, or it's like the most important, or people should always listen to our opinions. But you should understand that people are brought up with different life lessons. People are brought up in like different environments, different backgrounds, and this is actually what shapes their thinking. It's what shapes the way that they think, the way that they look at things, the way that they reason. So there's always like this argument about like nature and nurture, and like how, you know, people, like some things are just like imminent in a lot of people, and on the other hand, like people grow and the traits are kind of like nurtured into them, and these two things are actually valid. Yes, so you should always keep in mind that sometimes somebody might not like live up to your expectations, and it can simply be because the person doesn't like understand your expectations, or doesn't like know how to think to the point of where you're thinking, or like to the point of where your mind is operating. The person can't see things that far. Yeah, so it's always good to like kind of know this, and it will save you a lot of like disappointment, and it will save you a lot of heartache, because you know that, you know what, this person's like view on this thing is limited, and I'm just going to like move on from it. Yeah, another thing that I want you guys to know is that some things are kind of just like essential in the ecosystem. Yeah, so it's just how let me be a bit yamayama right now and talk about like bugs, like cockroaches and stuff. Sometimes I just kind of wonder, like, why do these things like exist? But let's be factual and let's be honest. These things are essential in one way or another to the ecosystem. Like, they're serving a purpose. There's nothing that's on earth now that's not serving a purpose. So when I go to work in the morning, I'm in traffic a lot. I'm in traffic like a whole lot. So I kind of spend a lot of the day like vexing and experiencing like road rage. So when I see bikes and sometimes they are doing zzz, it's always pissing me off. Like, why are you here? Like, why are you passing this place that you're passing right now? But then I have to kind of sit back and think about it, that these people, in as much as they are annoying and in as much as sometimes you're just like, ugh, they are essential to this our ecosystem. They are actually how we survive. Because imagine the amount of people in Lagos, for example. Imagine if everybody had a car. Like, just imagine. Or imagine if like there were more like downfalls. Imagine if there were more downfalls and everybody got in a downfall. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I actually can't. So just like things like bikes, that you just realize that they are essential to the ecosystem, and it's just more or less for you to understand how to like work yourself around that situation so that it doesn't affect you as much, or kind of maybe reduce how much energy you're giving to that thing that's stressing you, because you already identified that this thing is just part of this ecosystem and there's really nothing that I can do about it. Yeah, so that actually saves you like a lot of heartache and saves you a lot of vex and just kind of broadens your mindset up of how you like pick offense or how you kind of like look at a lot of these scenarios. So another important thing that I want to talk about is that we should learn to be more appreciative and we should learn to live in the moment. Like, I posted this reel on Instagram recently that actually did pretty well, so I'm going to also link that. You guys should follow my Instagram page, by the way. I know I don't say that enough on this channel, but you guys should definitely follow my Instagram page. But anyway, I posted this reel recently, and when I was making that reel, it kind of like occurred to me that we spend a lot of time. Let me talk about myself now. Like, I spend a lot of time kind of like wanting to know, what am I going to do next? What am I posting next on YouTube? What am I posting next on Instagram? Like, how am I like trying to make money or trying to just be better at something? And it's kind of easy to get blinded and to get like overwhelmed with all of this information everywhere. And I also talked about earlier how maybe you feel like your own growth is not like as constant or like as fast as somebody else's. But let me tell you guys, like, taking the time to live in the moment, to appreciate like where you are. Time is something that is fluid. Like, time just keeps moving. You can't go back to last year. Like, last year is gone. We are shouting Happy New Year. 1st of January is gone, so like that's just time. So you realize that you spend so much time worrying about a lot of things that you don't actually sit down and be thankful for what you have, and be thankful for like the people around you, and be thankful for the things that you're opportune to do. It's always good to just be grateful, which is something that I learned pretty late last year. Like, it's something that I realized, oh, you know what, I've been moving so fast that I haven't really had time to like enjoy the connections that I've already formed, or like maybe enjoy enough time with certain people that I consider important in my life. Trust me, like, all these things are very necessary to living like a very fulfilled life and a very happy life. And finally, the most important thing that I want to share on this list is that prayers help. You guys, this is something that I played with this for a very long period of my life. Like, you see how I talk about like manifesting and how I talk about like affirming? Like, it's the same way I look at prayers. Like, sometimes it even helps to kind of ease off burden and kind of ease off like anxiety from you when you feel, or when you have prayed about something and you know what, this thing is pretty much solved and I'm not like going to stress about it anymore, and I'm just going to do my part and kind of like leave the rest to God. So you guys, prayers help. Be positive, affirm good things in your life, and actually take necessary steps, because it's not the one that will just talk and we'll do all these things and nobody actually like puts in the work. Because you have to kind of be intentional. You have to be intentional about the things you want, and be intentional about like your success and about like handling situations better. I remember when I was in university and we used to have exams, and there's this fellowship people that we call fellowship people. They might be watching this video now, but yeah, it's okay. And we used to always hear stories of how they'll go for fellowship. Maybe when people are doing overnight and people are jacking, they'll go for fellowship and they'll not read their book. Even if you want to do God, use your sense, use your wisdom. It's not just by saying, affirming like I'm a billionaire, and then you sleep in your house every day and then you just like munch on Pringles and food and stuff like that. So you actually have to kind of put in the work and take the necessary steps, keep like educating yourself, keep telling yourself things, keep reading and researching. That's really how you can kind of improve your quality of life. Coming to the conclusion of this, I hope you have found this information useful, and I hope that you take these very important lessons. Trust me, you are actually going to need them, and you put them to work this year. And I hope and pray that you have an amazing year that you have wished for. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because I know that you're going to like it. Connect with me on Instagram at Dise_Buseri. Leave me a comment in this video. Let's talk, let's interact, let's get to know each other better. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.